Hey everyone, Alex here. I just remembered I actually promised that I would show you guys how to um, update the feed in the project every 30 seconds, but I forgot to actually do that. It's actually quite a simple thing to do, so I'm just going to do it really quickly. Just open up mycode.js, and I'm going to open up the index file in my web browser. Okay. And all we're going to do is we're going to use setTimeInterval, and we can just use that initially. So we're going to so we could do setInterval and then do an anonymous function and call refresh feed inside of it and give it 30 seconds. And let me just do something really short so we can check that this is working. Let me refresh the page, and I'm going to open up Firebug to see. Okay, so that fired once, and I'm going to actually put a little bit of debugging text in here so you guys can see it firing also. So you can do console.log, and it will actually print messages to your console down here, so you can see it's firing correctly. And what we actually don't want to use setInterval, so we could use it. The problem with using setInterval is, let me change this to, let me get rid of this and then refresh the page so I'm not pounding the server. Hang on. Okay. So why we don't necessarily want to use setInterval is because no matter if we receive the response from the server yet, it's always every 30 seconds going to ask the server for an update. And so it's possible, 30 seconds is kind of a long time, but let's say that the interval was maybe 3 seconds or something like that. Maybe like you're doing a chat, instant chat system, and if you wanted a shorter interval. So if you did 3 seconds, what could happen is you could send in a request, and that response from the server, because your internet's slow or something's going on with the server itself, with its load, it doesn't respond to you within those 3 seconds, then you're still going to go ahead and send another request. And then when they come back, it's possible that you might get older information, or what could end up happening, and the main concern probably is that you're just going to be sending more requests than you need, and you're going to be pounding the server. So you're going to be wasting resources, wasting bandwidth. So I wouldn't actually recommend doing setInterval. What I do instead is I do setTimeout. And what setTimeout does is it's triggered one time, and it's just like a timer. So after the time runs out, it's going to trigger your function. So what we can do is we can do refresh feed, and underneath this we can set a timeout. So set timeout, and it takes the exact same format as before, and we'll call refresh feed inside of it. And let me do the debugging text again, console.log. Works. Okay. And then I'll give it a short interval. We'll just do 1 second, which is 1,000 milliseconds. And let me just refresh and show you what happens now. So I refresh the page, I wait 1 second, and then this pops up. Okay, so it takes a little bit. Let me make it 3 seconds so you guys can see a little bit better. So I'm going to refresh the page, and then 3 seconds later, that pops up, so it fired correctly. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this code, and I'm going to duplicate it and paste it inside of refresh feed. Okay? Inside the callback of refresh feed. So right inside here. Okay? And what's going to happen is now we're going to kind of get the behavior that we want. So every 3 seconds, not every 3 seconds. There's going to be 3 seconds between receiving a response from the server and asking the server for another response. So if we send a request to the server and the response from the server is delayed, we're not going to fire another response until after we've received our initial request. And once we've received our initial request, then we're going to set a timer, and then 3 seconds later, we're going to request again. So, this is really more the desired behavior, so, just go ahead and make the changes in your projects, and, do this in the future as well. So I'm just going to remove the debugging text, make this 30,000, do the same up here, and that completes the mini project.